But as I was talking about earlier, today, about guys, you know, actively searching how to get game on the internet, or how to impersonate, game on the internet. Actually, I didn't talk about that, but just, we'll, just add that one to the equation. You got a group of guys that search for game on the internet, and then you got another group of guys that search to impersonate the game on the internet. And you're, now I don't even like to use the word. It's not so much that it's a negative connotation. I just think, certain people, gave it a negative connotation, just by, pushing a certain narrative. Isn't true. Like you say, about some pimping. If you wasn't in pimping, you don't know about pimping. The only thing is just to put in title, your name or your show, to get attention. You came on the internet, you still don't know how to talk to females, still don't know how to talk with females. That's why you're losing. If you really want to be honest here, I give you the real science. This is going to go over a lot of people's heads, and I wanted to. You can actually accomplish more with one than you can with, a baker's dozen, 10 women, 5 women. You can actually accomplish more with one, but you don't really see that way because, you're never on the receiving end, because the women that you are going after, you're pandering after them, and they're just taking from you, taking from you and having you jumping, through hoops. When you listen to all these little rage stories, these little, I guess, insights about female nature and shit, has that bettered your life or has it made it worse? The problem is you changed. Remember I said before, you finish the same way you started. There's a time where you kind of get off track. Homie Spiz said this a long time ago. He said like in high school, how you had it. You basically had to, you had to act down in a way like you kind of just knew it. You really think you didn't know it, but you didn't know what you was doing, but you was actually doing it the right way. But then you start listening to some bullshit, get injected by, certain philosophies, what to say. And that started like contaminating what was natural, what was pure, which was like a raw discovery that you were still like ignorant of. You really didn't even realize it. You really didn't realize that you basically had it, and you lost it, and you didn't realize you lost it, but you lost something. You just didn't know exactly what you lost. But you lost that. You start getting soft. I'm not a gorilla, like in a sense, like when I deal with women, I'm not a gorilla. I'm not a teddy bear. I'm not a snake. Any of that shit. You know what I am. Okay. So they know what I am. Okay. Okay, that's the right movement.